What's going on, everybody? This is Madden Football, aka Play Madden Football on Twitch, and I'm coming at y'all again live with another weekly sports betting picks from Week 15 in the NFL. So yes, it's Friday now. Obviously, we had a game yesterday. My Niners did do it against the Seahawks with Brock Purdy again playing, looking real Purdy, up in Seattle. I was gonna tell y'all, I actually did have a ticket on. I took a ticket yesterday. I didn't make the video yesterday because I was too tired, but I did, as you guys can see. If y'all look at my on Madden Football, as you can see, with all my 16 subscribers. But if y'all look on my community section, y'all can see that last night I did post 16 hours ago. I posted a ticket that I did take the Niners -2, and with three other teams on a 14 parlay ticket, and we hope the Niners win. Well, they did go ahead and win. As you can see, I covered that, or they covered that spread for me -2. And we also did take Minnesota, Cleveland, and New England. I'll go over those games later, but as you can see, we do have one ticket already. It was a smaller ticket. I'm +3 to win 22. But we did take the Niners and we hit that. Now we're just waiting on Minnesota, Cleveland, and New England. So yes, but in general, to go over all the games, let's just go over them one by one, as you can see. So the first game, Indy at Minnesota. As you can see, as I mentioned, that's actually one of my money picks of the week. I'll go over that. I'll go over my money picks later. Let's just go over all the stay away games first. The games that I'm not interested in, that I'm gonna stay away from. This game, as you can see, as I mentioned, I also do have Cleveland already. I'm gonna go ahead and put some money into Cleveland, so I'm gonna stay away. Go into that later. That's my money picks. This game, this is actually a Saturday night game. Yeah, tomorrow at Saturday night in Buffalo. This game, it's a tough one. Both teams are pretty good. I do like Miami. I like them even better than some people. I like Tua more than some people. They're talking about it right now. However, I think that to me this is a stay away game. I think basically both the teams are just too good to bet against. I wouldn't bet against either team. Even Miami +7. Yeah, I was thinking about it +7, but man, against Josh Allen, against Buffalo, they could blow them. It's at home in Buffalo. I'm just gonna go ahead and stay away from this game. I see a lot of other action this week. I don't see any need to jump on this game at all. This game, another stay away game for me. Both of these teams have had kind of some kind of like surprise runs at the end of the year. The Lions, I thought the Lions were going to be all right this year, and I was on them earlier in the season. But after multiple disappointments, and it was exposed that their defense is pretty much extremely suspect, if not garbage. I'm done with the Lions, and their season's pretty much done too. New York Jets, obviously we know they had a lot of controversy with their offense, with their quarterback. They're now starting, I believe, Mike White, right? Let's double check. I believe New York Jets are starting Mike White now. You never know with them, so I have to check the depth chart. You know what I'm saying? You never know with them from week to week. They had Zach Wilson. I called him the pop star because he looks like a damn Jonas brother. But obviously he wasn't. His mental game wasn't right. And he kind of lost the team. So they went ahead. He doesn't even suit up anymore for games, does he? He's over there holding a clipboard in a damn sweatsuit. You feel me? Mike White, and it might be my boy Flacco the Don. So, anyways, just in general, the Jets. I believe I did win some money on them once or twice this season, but I can't trust. Basically, neither one of these teams are can I trust. They're both just not consistent enough and not good enough to trust. So I'm gonna stay away from this game too. This game, obviously it's probably maybe the best team in the league versus the worst team in the league. To me, it's just a stay away game. I mentioned in the past, I don't like to take any games in the NFL that are minus like more than like 8 or 9 points. Any more than that, it's just like, Kansas City has no incentive of winning by more than 2 touchdowns. I mean, they probably will. They probably will cover this 14-point spread. But, they don't have to. They might even rest some players. It's too many points for Kansas City. And no, I'm not going to bet on the Houston Texans. What are you, crazy? Houston Texans aren't even a professional football team. I don't even know why they're still in the league, dude. You think down in Texas with such a history and culture of football down there, you'd think they'd have a better football team in Houston. But I guess all they can only have good high school teams because Houston Texans are not even, they're garbage, man. So I'm gonna stay away from this game too. All good. This game, I was close to taking this game, man. I was close to jumping on the Eagles again, man. Eagles are they're like a spread covering machine this year. Look at my Niners go. Look at Kittle. Kittle, boom! That boy is a big white dog, boy. I love me some Kittle, boy. That boy is a dog, man. Anyways, I was thinking about Eagles here, But I mean, yeah, if I had to, I would take Eagles here minus the 9. But as you can see, again, it's still 9 points is still a lot. I mean, if anyone's going to cover the spread, it's going to be the Philadelphia Eagles with Jalen Hurts so good. But I don't know. I like I said, I see a lot of other action this week that I prefer. So I'm going to go ahead and stay away from this game too. If I had to, I would pick the Eagles to cover. Like I said, they're damn near a spread covering machine, and Chicago is an inept team. I do like Justin Fields, just incredible. But now I would take the Eagles here, but I'm going to stay away. Too many points. This is a pretty simple one for me. I'm gonna stay away from this too. I know, maybe the Carolina might be fighting for their playoff for their playoff berth, but let's be real, they're not going to make the playoffs. And both of these teams are both garbage this season. I can't trust either team. I don't know if T.J. Watt is coming back. It doesn't really matter to me. But both of these teams. Who are you going to bet on here? I can't bet on either team because both of these teams are garbage. So I'm going to stay away from this, guys. Thank you. This game. This is actually one of the games I'm thinking about taking. I do like Dallas here. I'm not 100% on it though. I'm kind of shaky on it. Jacksonville's coming off some decent performances. So if you look at Jacksonville last week, they won. I believe this was in London, right? Or yeah, I believe it was. I don't remember, but they did. They beat. I had Tennessee in this game. They beat Tennessee. And Surfer Boy Trevor Lawrence played very well against Tennessee. Jacksonville. And before that, well, they got blown out by the Lions before that. But after that, they actually beat a Ravens team. So they're inconsistent. They're up and down. This is the exact reason why I would like the Cowboys. If you look at the Cowboys depth chart, they're relatively healthy. Look at the Cowboys depth. They're relatively healthy. They're pretty much their whole entire. They have a couple of injuries on their O-line, but the rest of that, they're all their skill position. Most of their offense is healthy. Micah Parsons is still healthy. And Trayvon Diggs as well as healthy. I'll show you right now. Look ugly. You seen ugly ass Stephen A. Smith? Get out of here, Stephen A. No one wants to see your ugly face. Anyways, see, look, Dak is healthy. CeeDee Lamb, Gallup, all healthy. Ty is healthy. I didn't even know they had T.Y. Hilton. That's crazy. I forgot. But yeah, Dalton Schultz is healthy. They have some injuries on the O-line, but they still have, Zach Martin is still there. Jason Peters is still there. You see what I'm saying? Anthony Barr is healthy. Trayvon Diggs is healthy. And Micah Parsons is healthy. So, I mean, they have, there's a reason why if you look at Dallas last week, they did a very good job last week. What they do last week? I want to say I was gonna take them last week. All right, I forgot what they did last week. That's why I always double check. I be smoking too much weed to remember. Man, my internet is slow. Come on, internet, you killing me. All right, come on. So Dallas last week, right? Yeah. They beat the Texans team, but but before that, look up Dallas before that. They've been on like a winning streak, I think, right? If I'm not mistaken. They're gonna win their division first of all. That's pretty obvious. Actually, I'm tripping. The Eagles. They might not even win their division because the Eagles. But yeah, so they this is the game I had money on. They blew out the Colts. You know what I'm saying? I think I had money on both of these games. They look at they're beating good teams here. They're beating a good Viking team. So yeah, I like Dallas has a squad and Dallas has been doing very good. Oh, let's see the picks. So these are the picks. As you can see, I already have money on these games. I'll go over these later, but yeah, these are the picks. I also like New York Giants plus the 4 over Washington. They tied them last time I played. It's hard to, I think it's going to be, I like the Giants plus 4. And then I do like Dallas over Jacksonville. And I do like Green Bay on Sunday, I think Sunday or Monday night. I believe it's Monday night over LA Rams. I'll go over it though. I shouldn't have showed you that so quick. But yeah, in this game, I do like the Cowboys to cover. I know Jacksonville's been playing pretty good, but I think Cowboys have a better roster. They're on a roll. They're let's look at the standings even. Yeah, so they still have a shot of winning the division, but they'll definitely even if they don't win the division, the Cowboys they'll definitely make the playoffs. And they're on track to have a real good playoff run. Maybe even get to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying that. It's going to be hard for them to get through a few teams. But in the NFC, hard for them to get through the Eagles. But anyways, I'm not going to make no Super Bowl predictions. But Cowboys are a solid team. I would take the Cowboys here. I spent too long on that game. This game is a stay away game for me. I can't trust either team. If I had to, I'd probably take Atlanta plus the points. I like Mariota. I like the way the Falcons have been performing. But the Saints are very unpredictable from week to week. You don't know what they're going to do. Sometimes they come to play. Sometimes they don't. I'm not. The game's just too. I can't trust either team, and it's too unpredictable. I'm gonna stay away from this game. This game, This game is one of my money picks, as I mentioned before. I do like the Patriots here for a number of different reasons. Number one, the Patriots have been. Let's see what the Patriots have been doing. Let's just go over the interest and we'll go over them because I'm gonna go over all my games. So the Arizona and Denver. Stay away game for me. Arizona. I think Kyler Murray is actually injured, if I'm not mistaken. Watch. Cardinals. Kyler Murray is injured reserve. Exactly. Kyler Murray is injured, guys. So he's out. Their season is done, Arizona. So even plus both of these teams are garbage this year. Broncos, their season is done too. I can't trust either team. If I had to, I'd probably take Broncos because at least they have a decent quarterback with Russell Wilson, even minus the 3 at home though. But I'm not going to take this game. It's just I'm good. This game, it's another tough one. I'm gonna stay away from this game. Both teams are solid teams. Both teams are too good to bet against. If I had to, I'd probably take Tennessee here plus the 3 points. I think the Chargers are a little bit overrated. A little bit overly dependent on Justin Herbert. Always forcing him to be the hero. Always forcing him to make fourth quarter comebacks. I think Tennessee can run the ball well. I trust Matt Tannehill to be a win. Ryan Tannehill to be a winner. However, Tennessee, it hasn't been panning out. The Chargers have been having some look. Watch if you watch the Chargers last week. I think I bet against the Chargers last week, didn't I? The Chargers have been winning. They've been beating some decent teams, and Tennessee has not been performing. Tennessee, they'll make the playoffs, but exactly, Tennessee couldn't even beat Jacksonville last week, and the Chargers beat Miami last week. Miami is on a 2-game losing skid now after losing to us too. So I would take Tennessee in this situation. Plus, I'm surprised they're getting points here. Honestly, maybe I should take Tennessee. Nah, I can't though, because betting against the Chargers with such a good quarterback. The Chargers are a decent team, so I'm going to stay away. If I had to, I'd take Tennessee plus the points. This game, again, it's a stay away game for me. If I had to, I'd take Cincinnati minus the points. I feel like maybe like 5-6 weeks ago, I would love to take Tampa Bay here, but I'm told y'all I'm off. I'm done with Tampa Bay. They've let me down too many times this season. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's they have some injuries. Vita Vea. I don't know if Brady's finally getting old. They've had some injuries at wide receiver, at other skill positions across the season. But Tampa Bay just has not been performing this season. I don't have any more high hopes. Cincinnati's a very good team. I don't ever like to bet against Joe Burrow. I call him Big Dick Joe. And Jamar Chase. So I would take Cincinnati here, but it's just tough, man. And betting against Tom Brady, I don't really want to bet against either team. But if I had similar to the last game, I'm leaning heavily towards Tennessee here, leaning heavily towards Cincinnati here, leaning heavily. But I'm not going to take. I just see a lot of other games. I like the action better on these games. So that's the only reason why I'm not taking Cincinnati here. But I'm leaning heavily towards Cincinnati. This game, I do like New York here plus the points. Okay. I do like New York here plus the points. It's one of my money games. I'm going to go ahead and explain that. Let me just get through all the games and I'll explain. And this is the Monday. Okay, last one, Monday night game. And again, I do like Green Bay here minus the 6 or 7 points. I do like it's going to be Monday night under the bright lights. And first of all, in Green Bay, maybe one of Aaron Rodgers' last big opportunities to have a big night game, a big primetime game. Either as a Green Bay Packer or maybe even in his career, because I don't think they'll make the playoffs this year. And he might not be a Green Bay Packer, or he might not even be playing football next year. So I do think Aaron Rodgers comes to play at home and comes to show up. Rams have a lot of injuries. Aaron Donald is still questionable. I'm going into explaining the game. We'll just explain the games to start at this game. Rams have a lot of injuries. Aaron Donald is still questionable. Let's look at their. I'm going to look at their depth chart. I already know. They have obviously Baker Mayfield now at quarterback. Who did decently last week and beat my Raiders, even though I had money on the Raiders, screwed me against the Raiders. However, I don't know if I trust him to go in and duel it out with Aaron Rodgers, with Raji himself. I think Rodgers comes to play, in one of his last big home games, maybe ever as a Green Bay Packer, comes for the fans. And comes meant to make, and I believe I'll buy it down to like a 5.5, minus 5.5, minus 6, minus 5.5. If you can get it at anything 7 or low, I take it. I do like Packers here. It's probably my least confident game just because there's so many points, and the Packers have not been performing. Packers have let me down a few times this season. However, I'm probably gonna grab at least a small ticket on the Packers. I do like them here at home on a big Monday night game. Rams are coming off a big win. They might be riding a little bit high. First of all, their season is done. You really trust Baker Mayfield on a brand new team? Like, They have a lot of injuries. I'm good. I'd rather trust Green Bay here, and I love the Green Bay's coach as well. Green Bay's coach is doing very well. So, anyways, and by the way, my Niners, we went ahead and won. Niners, baby, Niners. Went up to man with old ass Pete Carroll, bro. Are y'all tired of old ass 95-year-old Pete Carroll? Bro, you're old, bro. That's why Russell Wilson left you. You're old, man. Pete Carroll, retire already with your cheating ass. You cheated down at UFC and you was a cheater. Retire already, old ass Pete Carroll. That's why you got whooped by my Niners. Sit down, Pete. Sit your ass down, Pete. Anyways, after my rant is over, y'all. All right. So now let's go over the money picks of the week. So, okay, Minnesota over Indy. I do like Minnesota here. Indy, their season's pretty much over. At this point in the year, it's kind of a lot about, in my opinion, it's a lot about who's fighting for their playoff, like who's playing for anything. Indy, their season is over, guys. They're not playing for anything. Matt Ryan is old. Their season is over, guys. And Minnesota, on the other hand, they're still fighting. I mean, they won. They clinched their division. However, they're still playing for. Actually, I'm tripping. No, I'm wrong. Look, Minnesota will clinch their division with the win on Sunday. I seen that on the NFL Network. I was watching earlier. So that's one of the reasons. That's one of the, we really locked this in as my number one pick of the week. Indy's not playing for anything. Indy is so garbage, guys. Like Indy's they're not a good team. They have a couple like they beat. It seems like the Indy they have their little signature wins every time I bet against them. They beat Kansas City when I bet against them. And who else did they beat? I don't know, but they're just garbage. They're like 4-10 on the season. Dude, my internet is super slow. But they're like 4-10 on the season. Indy's just bad, dude. And Vikings are a good team. Vikings. They let me down last week at the Lions, but they're still a good team. And like I said, I think they have a lot to play for. If they win, I seen it. If they win on Sunday against weak ass Indy, they clinch their division. So I think Vikings come to play. They come to win. And it's not too many points. It's only 4. I'll buy it down to like 2.5. So yeah, I think they cover against Indy. I definitely do. I don't want to be clicking around too much right now because my internet is so slow, y'all. You look at Indy getting blown out. Look at some saying Indy is garbage, guys. Like they really are garbage. Anyways, so yeah. Next game, New England over. I talked about this a little bit already. Talked about this game a little bit already. However, again, I believe this is similar to. Again, New England is still fighting for their playoff berth. They're on the bubble right now. So in the AFC, I was looking at the playoff picture. I'm not going to bring up the playoff picture page too. I was looking at it earlier. But the Raiders, if the playoff were to start today, New England would be in the playoffs on the wild card. I looked at it. They're still. Both teams are still technically fighting. But come on, guys, the Raiders' season's over. They're just done. They've let me down so many times. The Raiders, and I wanted to win some money on them this season, but I couldn't. They're garbage. I mean, they're not performing well. So the New England, they still have Bill Belichick. They're more consistent. They can run the ball. Right now they're fighting. Every game for them is almost like a playoff game. They're fighting for their playoff berth. Well, the Raiders, if the playoffs were to start today, they'd miss the playoffs. They're probably going to miss the playoffs. I think a lot of their players have already given up. Plus, not to mention that's not even the main thing on the Raiders. The main thing on the Raiders is they have bad injuries, guys. Look, Darren Waller was injured last game, done for the season. Or injured reserve. 100. So that's one of their best receivers. Well, I know they have Devontae still, and that's their best. Their star tight end injured. Josh Jacobs, their running back, is questionable, injured. They have a lot of injuries here, guys. The Raiders are not a healthy team. They're not a healthy team, guys. And the Patriots, on the other hand, Patriots are fairly healthy. I mean, they still have a very good defense. I like the Patriots here, and keep in mind plus points. Keep in mind it's +1, guys, and I'll juice up to like +2, +2.5. I like the Patriots, and where is that at? It's in Los Angeles, but Las Vegas. But Las Vegas. I mean, there'll probably be some Boston, some folks from Boston flying out to Vegas, have a little Sunday, Saturday weekend in Vegas. Anyways, I like New England here plus the 1 or 2. I think Raiders they just haven't been performing, and I just like New England here. Cool. So Cleveland versus Baltimore. This is a big game. Big game. Go to Cleveland and Baltimore. That's the top. Yes, so Cleveland and Baltimore, very, very big game. If you look at the standings, division rivalry here. The thing about the Ravens is they haven't clinched their playoff berth. They are fighting for their playoff spot, right? That's true. However, obviously, Action Jackson is injured. All right, Lamar Jackson is injured. Let's double check that. Lamar Jackson is out. Yep, exactly. He's out. He wasn't spotted. If they don't practice on Thursday and Friday, they're probably out. That's going to be Jordan. What is his name? Jordan Huntley or whatever his name. He played well last game. But if you look at the Ravens, they're without Lamar, they're barely edging out these teams, guys. They barely edged out the Steelers. They're barely edging out these teams, guys. They barely edged out the Steelers. They barely edged out a weak Broncos team. Ever since Lamar, their offense is pretty much done without Lamar. They're relying on their defense now. However, the Browns have squad. The Browns have a good squad on offense and defense. I know Deshaun Watson hasn't come back that good yet. But, however, this is his first home game. This is Deshaun Watson's first home game as a Cleveland Brown this season. And those fans have stuck with him. Those fans have supported him all through the BS. I think he's going to want to come home and put on a show for those fans in Cleveland. I know that they're not fighting for playoffs while Baltimore is. However, Baltimore, how are you going to fight without Lamar? They don't really have the horses to fight when Cleveland is fighting for something. They're going to be fighting to put on a show for the fans, and I think Deshaun Watson comes to play. I think 3 points is not that many for a team with a much better roster on both sides of the ball, Cleveland. I'm gonna juice it down to 1 or 2 points. If you can get it 3 or less, I do like Cleveland here over Baltimore. I like Deshaun Watson to have his best game so far of the season, coming back home and having something to prove after all that shit he's been through, all the shit that Deshaun's been through. I feel like, and y'all remember how good Deshaun Watson was. I feel like he'll have something to prove here. All right, so moving on. This game, New York at Washington. This is a toughie. I'm not gonna lie, this is a toughie because if you look at last game. Yes, right here. So back on December the 4th, it was 2 weeks ago. Back on December the 4th, they played, and it was a crazy game. I had money on the Giants. Now that I'm remembering, I had money on the Giants this game plus the points. The Giants should have won this game. It went to overtime, and they had a field goal to win, but the kicker just missed a field goal, so it ended up a tie. But I still won because I had Giants plus the 2 or something. But yeah, they tied, and that was in New York, right? So then the next week, the Giants going to get blown out by an Eagles team. So they're not really feeling that. And they're still fighting for their playoffs, right? While the Commanders actually had a bye. So, yes, they had a bye. Let's go look at their injuries, actually. Let's go look at the Commanders' injuries. They don't have that much injuries. Basically, I looked at it. Neither team really has that much injury. Chase Young might even be back. But however, the Giants don't have that much injuries either. Their Saquon is healthy. Daniel Jones is healthy. Basically, my whole premise of this game here is that the teams are very evenly matched. They're both evenly matched. They played last time in New York, and it was tied, but the Giants probably should have won. It was lucky that it was a tie. So basically, I think this is going to be a close game again. Very close game. It's probably definitely a one-possession game. This is again a division rivalry. Both teams are fighting for their playoff berth. And wild card. The division's already clinched by the. I don't know about clinched, but the division is going to be won by the Eagles. But both of these teams, they both have the same record, Giants and Commanders. And both of these teams still have a good shot to make the wild card. So they're both fighting for playoffs. And I'm just thinking that they're really both closely, evenly matched teams. Keep in mind, who's quarterback? I like the Giants quarterback. I like Daniel Jones. This dude still has I forget his name now, but he's a backup quarterback. He's been playing well. Don't get me wrong. He's been playing well for the Commanders. But I like the Giants running back Saquon as well. Basically, I'm taking the Giants because they're both close teams, and it's plus the 4.5 points. I don't know why they're getting so many points here. I'll take the Giants. I know them. I'm probably like 65-70% confident on this. But yeah, I'm taking the Giants plus the point. I think this is a close game that the Giants might even have a chance to win. Even if the Commanders win by a field goal, plus 4, I'll juice it up to 5.5 points, maybe 6 points. I'll take the Giants plus the points because this is going to be a close game. And I like the Giants plus the points. It's mainly because of the points here. If this was like 1 or 2, I probably would stay away. But plus the 4.5, 5 points, I'll grab it. All right? That's my thing on that. Now, I already mentioned a little bit. I actually kind of discussed this game already. Basically, Dallas, they have like an all-star roster this year. I know Jacksonville's been playing well. They had a big win last week at Tennessee, or I think it was in London. But Dallas is they're a pretty healthy team. I just think Dallas is on a roll, and I'm surprised this isn't more points. So I'll take Dallas minus. I like Dallas here to cover. Jacksonville, I mean, they just don't have the horses to do it against Dallas. I don't think. I know it's in Jacksonville, but I mean, shit, that's pretty close. That's like a 2-hour flight from Texas. Let's be real. Um, yeah, I like Dallas to cover here. I'll probably juice it down to a -3, but I like Dallas to cover here. Last one, moving on. This video's already too long. Green Bay. I already mentioned this a little bit too. This is gonna be the Monday night game. I pretty much already mentioned this one. Rams, they have a lot of injuries. Aaron Donald's questionable. He's not 100%. Cooper Kupp is still out. He's done for the season. And Matt Stafford's done. They're starting now Baker Mayfield, who had a decent game against Las Vegas Raiders last week. But, I mean, come on. Like, there's a reason why Baker Mayfield has been on 3 teams in the last 3 years or whatever. You know what I'm saying? 4 years. I don't think the Rams just, they haven't been performing this year. They have a disappointing season. So did the Packers, too. Packers haven't been performing either. However, Packers are also relatively healthy. Let's go over the Packers depth chart real quick, just as one last little piece of research for y'all. Just not to see mainly to see the injuries. Keep in mind, guys, I don't go over these depth charts to see the depth chart. I pretty much know on most of the team's depth charts, at least the main positions. I go over to see the injuries and to see, okay, if dude's injured, then who is going to be starting? You know what I mean? Like, who's the second string and third string? Who's going to be playing? That's why I like to look at the depth chart. So yes, look at that. Aaron Rodgers is in. Dave Jones is questionable, but they have Dylan. Look at that. Watson in. Lazard in. Romeo Doubs has come out. He's in. All the dudes are in. Right? Tunion's in. Bakhtiari, what does D mean? I don't even know what D means. But what does this on the bottom? D mean. See, it doesn't even give you what D means. Love that shit. But anyway, I've never seen D before. What is that? Disqualified? I don't know. But it doesn't matter. They're relatively, Runyon's here, relatively healthy. And their defense is relatively healthy. So, Amos, Alexander's both healthy. Smith, healthy. So, yeah, man. I do like, the only reason I don't like it that much is because at -6, it's a lot of points. But I think, like I said, it'll be Aaron Rodgers' last chance to maybe have a big performance in a big primetime game in front of his home fans at Green Bay. And I think LA Rams is riding off a kind of a lucky win when Raiders came. They edged out the Raiders for 14-15. Like, I don't, they're not a very good team this season. I'll trust Green Bay at home and Aaron Rodgers at home. And I feel like he'll be kind of motivated because, everyone's going to be watching big Monday night game and all the fans. I trust them over a kind of a failed LA Rams campaign this season with Baker Mayfield at quarterback. I'll take Green Bay, even -6. All right, so there you go. So let's go ahead and take the ticket now. What I'm gonna do, guys, I'm gonna take. Oh yeah, so just so y'all know, just to be transparent. Like I said, I already took a ticket. Like I was mentioning, I already took a ticket. If you look at my community section, my community posts, you'll see that I took a ticket right before the game last night. I already have some money on these first 3. I already have some exposure on those because I took a ticket on Thursday night, and I already covered hit the Niners. So Minnesota, Cleveland, and New England, I already have some exposure on that. However, those are my top 3 most confident teams. So I think I'm gonna take 2 tickets right now. So I do have already that. So I have exposure on that. We already looked at that. So let's just go take the tickets now, and then we'll go ahead and watch some games. So yeah, I already have these here, as you can see. Okay, so what we want another ticket. We want one ticket. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this ticket. I'm gonna take Minnesota, New England, Cleveland, and New York. So I'm gonna take Minnesota, New England, Cleveland. New York Giants, not New York Jets. And there's 3. There's Buffalo, New York Giants, and New York Jets. New England. And New York Giants. All right. So New York Giants. Well, just 5 should be enough. Like I said, +5. It's a lot of points, man. New England. Listen. So we do need to buy some points in Cleveland. That's the main thing we need is Cleveland. I'm gonna have Cleveland only -1.5. See, like, I'll take them. Man. I think I think they can do it -1.5. Vikings. I need to buy some points here too. Tripping. Vikings are -2. All right. Let's see what this looks like now. Sorry, it's still nice. Still +8. I can still buy more. So, we could do, let's start to buy more here. Gets me to 2.5. Oh, I'd still buy more. No, I can't. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'll have +5 on, I'll buy, you have a point. I'll have +5 on New York, +5. I'll have New England +2.5. No, I can't get any more. I would love +3, but they can't let you get +3. That's all. I like that. So 1 to 7.5. So I'm only going to bet $3 on this, right? Because this is why. Because 3 of these games I already have exposure on. I already have exposure on. So if all three of these games hit, and if this ticket hits, I'm going to hit the other ticket too. So I don't need to put that much on this. I already have exposure on this. If this ticket hits, I'm going to hit the other ticket too. So I'm just going to put 3 on this, place it. And I'm going to put 4 on another ticket. All right, watch what I do here. Watch what I do here. Watch what I do here. So I'm going to continue betting. I'm actually going to replace, because my top 2 most confident games, guys, are these 2. Are the top. They're actually in order of confidence, those. So these are my top 2. Like I said, Indy is garbage. And I like New England to come beat up a Raiders team. New England's fighting, but Raiders ain't really fighting for them. Their season's done and they know it. So yeah, I'm gonna take those, and I'm gonna make a new ticket right here. I'm gonna spread my money around this week. Seasons come into it. I'm gonna bet a little bit more. Seasons come. I'm gonna spread my money around. Try to get lucky. So I'm gonna take this ticket again. I'm gonna keep Minnesota and New England, but this time I'm gonna take Dallas and Green Bay too, for to have some more action. So let's go ahead and grab that. I'm gonna keep Minnesota and New England. This time I'm going to take Dallas. This time I'm going to take none of these games. No. And New England. This time I'm going to take Dallas and Green Bay at the end of the day. Green Bay's down here. Green Bay. So there you -7. That's all right. I'll juice it down. So yeah, we have, first let's use Green Bay. We juice as much as we can. We'll have that at -5.5. I see what I'm saying. Doesn't look as bad. Aaron Rodgers, last big home game, that's not bad. We'll juice this again too. So now we have, we can't see, we're not gonna be able to afford that much. Yeah, we'll have Dallas minus only 3, and we'll have New England plus. We can have them plus 2, okay. Yeah, we can have New England plus 2. Can I have Dallas minus? Nah, I might as well have minus 3. In case they win by, then I'll push. If Dallas wins by a field goal, I'll still push. I'll push them. All right, I can take that. So we'll have New England plus 2. I like that. What's my other one? Do I have them plus 2 in the other one too? I had them plus 2.5. This one I only have them plus 2. It's cool. Dallas minus the field goal. I feel like they can cover that. Same thing with, and then Green Bay minus 5. I'll take it. This time I'll put 4 on this one. Get me down to 65 and 4 to win 28. So I have some exposure, a few different exposures. Hear me? There we go. Bam. All right, y'all. Some few different exposures. All right. So these are all the tickets I have. Basically, all the picks are right here. Don't get me wrong. And this is the order they're in. These are the picks. This is the order right here of my confidence. Right here, guys. Watch it. Right here. These are the picks in order of confidence for the week. All right. And these are the tickets that I took. All right. Open bets. My first one from Thursday was yesterday was San Francisco minus 2. I already hit. That gives them out. I already hit. I have Minnesota minus 2, Cleveland minus 2, New England plus 1. And then I have those same teams, Minnesota minus 2, New England plus 2 this time. I took a little bit more points, juice on New England. Cleveland minus 1. And then I have also New York Giants plus 5. Plus 5. See what I'm saying? Plus 5. I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you see what I'm saying? And then my last ticket was I still had my top 2 games, which are Minnesota minus 2, and I still like that New England game plus the 2, plus points. And then I went ahead and grabbed Packers and Dallas too, both favorites. But I think Packers, like I said, I'm not gonna explain again, but Packers minus the 5.5, Dallas minus the 3. All right, you guys, there we have it. Hope we get a winner chicken dinner this week. I'll go ahead and let y'all watch some NFL Network now. I'm gonna go close to my router so this shit doesn't fuck up again. And yeah, hope y'all enjoy the weekend. Until next time, this is Madden Football signing off. Let's go ahead and watch some NFL Network, guys.
This morning. And Mike, we want to talk Josh Allen for a minute here because he hasn't been Josh Allen-like perhaps lately. Is he 100% healthy? You're not going to be after that game if you keep dressing like that because it's 30 degrees out there and you've got basically nothing on. Give us the state of Josh Allen.
He's not 100%, Sarah, and I don't believe he will be until after the season. And in fact, I apologize to one of the beat reporters here in Buffalo. There was a great video of him the other day. They were stretching out his arm, specifically his elbow, and that's been a problem, obviously, since the first Jets game. And you've seen a reduction in numbers. He wasn't throwing as much in practice. I reported that a couple weeks ago. As Sean McDermott told us, it is getting better. He is throwing a little bit more, so maybe they're kicking some of that rust off, and he's feeling a little bit stronger with his elbow. I mean, he told our own Kyle Brand and Kyle's show, right, that this is something they're going to have to manage all year long. So I think there's definitely things that have to be done here for Josh Allen and maybe saving some bullets during the course of the week so that he has that arm on Sunday. And it makes you wonder some of these slow starts that they've had where he has been a little bit inaccurate, if that's part of the problem, right? Because that's not the guy we saw prior to the injury when he was playing at an MVP level. And I would still suggest to you that he is playing at an MVP level now. It's just not that same high level he was before. Some of the numbers are down. And what's interesting to me is on Saturday night, because of what the weather's going to be like, Josh Allen, the runner, might be more important than Josh Allen, the thrower, because quite frankly, I could see this being a game where he carries the ball 15 times. And I know people in Buffalo get all nervous. They don't want him taking those hits, but I think that's the kind of game it's going to be, and that's the kind of player he is, right? Where people want him to slide, they want him to get out of bounds, but when it's third and short, Josh Allen's a competitor, and he's going to go get those yards. But definitely something to keep an eye on here as we move forward, for sure.
All right, and Mike Giardi with the very latest. Mike, go put a jacket on. You're not fooling anyone. Go put a jacket on. It is freezing there.
I'm fine.
And you're going blazer. What's your producer wearing? What's your producer wearing next to you? He's not.
I can't even see his face. He's covered up.
Exactly. That's what I thought. You know what? Look at Mike Giardi. Just what a tough guy there in front of the camera. Mike, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
I love it, Mike. Mike looks good. Who cares about weather? The jacket looks great. But you guys know, if you watch our show, my guy Kyle Brandt talks to Josh Allen each and every week. And they talked about this upcoming Miami game. And they went back to the Week 3 matchup. And Josh said the difference in that game was the red zone. Buffalo Bills weren't able to put it in the end zone many times as they racked up 400 yards of offense. So I want to get into that. Let's see some of these plays in the red zone and why Buffalo wasn't able to score as much as they were like. First quarter right here, it is 3rd and goal. You're going to see Miami. They're man across the board, following the motion. But you're going to see, you see it, 3rd and goal. You're going to see not only are they man-to-man, but Josh Allen is such a threat to run. They have 2 guys spying on him to make sure they keep him in the pocket. Josh Allen gets the ball, has plenty of time, moving around, but look at the coverage. Ingram has eyes on him. Jerome Baker has eyes on him. All of these guys are locked up. This is what he sees. Where is he going to throw the ball? But when he goes to take off, Melvin Ingram is right there to get him down on the ground. No touchdown. 4th and goal, the very next play, Miami decides to switch it up. They come with the blitz instead of the spy. And Josh Allen sees it right away, finds his guy Singletary right here in the flat for an easy walk-in touchdown. Elandon Roberts right here looks like he's expecting help from these guys on the outside, but it's a blitz. He leaves this guy open. Easy touchdown. Man-to-man, they decide to come after him. Josh Allen makes him pay. Dawson Knox, Singletary, when you score a touchdown, go ahead and celebrate and have fun. What does Miami do the next time? Here we go. 3rd and goal again, 2nd quarter. It is a max blitz. Everybody at the line of scrimmage. This guy is smart. He knows what to do. He starts checking. He brings his running back and tight end in. You're going to block. Receivers, what are we doing? What are we doing? He calls the play up. They're an all-man. Everybody's at the line of scrimmage. They're all coming. So he's going to use this guy, Isaiah McKenzie. I'm not just going to run a simple route. I'm going to run him away from the guy who's covering him. Goes underneath the receiver inside, Stephon Diggs, and he's running away from coverage. Josh Allen in the pocket just keeps backing up, throws the ball. Walk-in touchdown. You blitz, I make you pay. Miami says, you know what? Let's make the adjustment. Let's go, man, but let's get these droppers back in the equation. Look, Buffalo's trying to mix it up, have guys tight together, and then what they're going to do, run a motion, try to out-leverage him. But Jerome Baker, the spy, is looking for anything coming his way. Watch how he takes over the coverage for Cole, who now frees up. Gabe Davis is wide open. Josh Allen sees him. Go to it, but he can't. He drops in coverage, and he's able to stop it, and he's looking for it, and now he says, I'm going to go to my guy. But watch this guy on the other side. Xavier Howard, an all-pro himself, almost comes down with the ball. That is great defense. Miami says, you know what? We're going to do the same thing. Have our spies, we're going to cover. But this is the chess match of it all. Ken Dorsey says, you know what? I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to run a pick play. Forget about all this stuff in here. On the outside, Isaiah McKenzie wide open, and Josh Allen misses the throw. We hardly ever see this. And you remember after this play, he's down on his knees. He's grabbing his helmet. He can't believe this was the moment for them to win this game. They didn't get another chance. They got a safety to get it to 21-19, but end up running out of time before they can make the comeback. Red zone offense, defense going to play a major role Saturday night. Guys, tell me, what do you think?
I think that was one of the strangest games of the year.
Yeah.
If you look back on that, Josh Allen throws for 400 yards. Tua has 170.
Yeah.
The Bills run for 115. The Dolphins run for 41. And the Dolphins won. It's the strangest thing, and it's because of that. Jay, quickly, I think Mike Giardi was right. I think Josh Allen is going to run a lot in this game, especially in the snow. Defensive game plan, how do you stop that?
You bring another guy in the box, and sometimes you may double. You have a guy like Stephon Diggs. It's like, hey, we're going to put an extra defender on him. You can't. With Josh Allen, you bring that safety in the box, and he has all eyes on him, looking to see where he's going to scramble, taking away the routes. But when he goes to take off, you want multiple guys chasing after him.
Jason, I think we both have played in games where you felt like, yeah, we should have won that football game.
Yeah.
Your mindset and what you tell yourself is, we didn't lose that football game. We just ran out of time. The clock expired on us. All right, we get our payback now. I think the challenge with this Dolphins defense is they've been one of the biggest blitz defenses in the league. Josh Allen has been really good against that. And when you blitz and you have a guy that can hurt you with your legs, now you make yourself susceptible. So are they going to dial that stuff back? That to me is the question. How do you handle Josh Allen? I feel like
They'll still come after him a
plays.
bit.
We can't give up the big one because that puts pressure on our offense.
I think it's really hard to imagine a situation in which Josh Allen doesn't come out of this game winning on Saturday.
Wow. I hear you.
And we heard you already say that he's not 100% healthy, but given the way that this guy is wired, how frustrated and angry he was at the way that that game finished, everything is setting up. Now they're in Buffalo, under Buffalo conditions, right? And I don't care. And we were talking about, how tough you can act like you are. And you said, like, you get out there, the players are going to say the right things. You're going to say, I don't need sleeves. It's going to affect you. And this is the team coming from the furthest south that you can possibly be. And so I know, like, the coaches have to say it's not going to affect us. I just don't see how you can go into Buffalo, given the fact that it could be a snowy mess, given the fact that you got them once already this year. And to me, it's as simple as that. I just don't see a scenario. And if the Dolphins pull that out, oh my God, Mike Daniel,
it's a take.
I read that it snows in Alabama too, right?
Not really.
I'm going to guess not like that.
Year it did.
Yes. All right. Great job, Jay. Great job, buddy.
Appreciate you.
The court is closed.
The court is closed. Where's your gavel?
Yes,
coming up, can the Lions keep their playoff hopes alive, or will the Jets fly right over them? Stick around. We got Mad Minute coming up.
Here we go. Lions, Jets. You want it, you need it, we got it.